We're going to watch a video featuring an ATF agent that was presented with an insurmountable task on national TV. So let's see if he actually manages to pull it off.
And Chris is here. He's one of our leading experts.
Leading experts, okay? Like not just any, leading experts. He is the expert that leads all the other experts.
So that's the frame.
Seems to be having a hard time with this task. I never touched the gun. I assume it must be quite difficult if the leading expert can't pull it off. That's okay. I guess there's always more guns on the table, right?
The aftermarket parts and attach that, simply attach that on.
And to buy those parts.
Firearms parts alone, right? Then it's not a frame or receiver.
Parts are not regulated.
And they're not regulated. Under the law, we're not allowed to do that.
You would like to do that?
That's up to Congress to determine. But I mean, what we did is we tried to work with the law that Congress gave.
Shameful display, I would say. Like, I get it. You know, I guess it's like the gender studies of writing. It's kind of like Street Baby, right? Like, they don't know how to write anything, but they know how to regulate. Like, this is the embodiment. I would say he is the avatar of the European Union. The European Union, like, doesn't innovate. They don't create AI, but they're the first nation in the world to write regulations for the AI. This is the type of expert, right, that we're talking about. Very interesting. I mean, I guess you don't need to know anything about guns in order to regulate them, right? Like, it makes sense. The problem is that this is not just with the ATF. The problem is that I'm seeing this trend happening more and more in many industries. And sometimes it gets concerning, especially when it's in the medical industry, where you have people that don't know anything about medicine, but they regulate. And it's everywhere, again, with AI, with the internet, with guns. Like, this is a common trend, which is very concerning. No one likes to point it out. But you get to see the damage that it does. The entertainment industry is the one that can be observed the best, simply because everyone plays video games or watch movies. So you guys can relate to what I'm saying. It's like everything is going to shit because of these experts. Right? Like, you have a consultancy group like Sweet Baby coming in. They're looking at what artists that are world-renowned in the industry, what writers that are world-renowned in the industry are doing. The experts never wrote anything, never drew anything, but they think that they have the ability to dictate on how things should be done. So we end up with a very bad product. And there is also a difference that isn't being made anymore between a professional and an expert. A professional is someone that understands how the profession is done. But an expert is a professional that takes it way beyond that. Like he has expertise. Like he has done the profession for so many decades to the point that he's a master of the craft. But now every single time you have like, for instance, a random chucklefuck from the street that starts to work at The Guardian. And he is asked to write a review for a movie. Like, he doesn't know how to write a review better than you do. Or better than your mother. Right? Like his review isn't that great, but it is being considered authoritative. It is going to be considered like special by Rotten Tomatoes or other aggregator sites simply because he's an expert. And he is an expert because he got a job at The Guardian, right? He landed the job at a multi-million-dollar corporation, and even though he's a little bit above the janitor, he is now being considered as if his word is gospel. And he's now... The same thing was with the Facebook fact-checkers. Like, they're not political experts. They're not being told and well-versed into politics. No, like, the Facebook fact-checkers were chucklefucks from the street that just worked at a consultancy company. And they were being just dictated, like, okay, this is what you need to censor, this is what you need to allow, and that was it. It wasn't like they were brainstorming and figuring stuff out for themselves. And this is why a lot of people are looking at this video and they're livid about what they are seeing. This person didn't even prepare for the interview. Like, it doesn't take that long. Like, even I, who don't know anything about guns, like, as a Romanian, if you put a gun on my table, it has this aura of dread. Like, it frightens me just by being there. I'm not even kidding, all right? Like, I find firearms to be scary. But even I would be like, okay, so I need to do an interview in front of millions of people. Well, what I would do is that I would at least try to disassemble the gun beforehand so I don't make an ass of myself. Right? Like if I was to be hired by the Marine, for whatever reason, you know, like they would pay me to be there even though I know nothing about sailing, I know nothing about how Marine operates, I would at least learn to fucking swim. You know, like you at least do the basics so that you don't look like an asshole during your job. At least go to the fucking range, you know? It's so disgusting when you see these individuals that obviously they are invested with a lot of power and zero responsibility. Like, you're never going to see these people held responsible for their decisions or anything. But they don't even try to act the part. Again, it happens in every industry, going back to entertainment, because, like, everyone knows about that. You have, like, a writer that's being placed to write for, I don't know, Superman, right? And they have, like, their agenda. They're not interested in writing Superman. They're interested in pushing their gender studies ideology into the comic. But they don't even, like, learn Superman's lore. They don't even start reading Superman. They will be like, okay, well, now Superman is black, and he's going to fight for the injustices. And, you know, like that is what they do. But they don't even, like, at least open a previous comic book so that they learn more. Anyway, right. It is just a symptom, I suppose. It's funny to laugh, but in the end, everyone ends up crying. Because when these individuals, when these experts get placed in positions of power at various companies, in various industries, in stuff that's actually important, like I said before, medicine or aeronautics or other things, and you notice the damage that they do due to their inexperience, due to them not even knowing the very basic of the subjects that they're regulating. It's catastrophic. I mean, the European Union, the reason we don't have, like, the German Facebook or the Romanian version of Facebook, the reason you don't have competition on the internet coming from the European Union is because of GDPR. GDPR sounds great when they promoted it, but no one can afford to actually implement the policies. And the reason for it is that the person who implemented GDPR thought that if it makes American companies to suffer, if it actually causes them difficulty in financing their operations, then you're going to have, like, free source springing up in Europe. And he just didn't understood the internet. He had no knowledge, but he regulated. Anyway, I guess I have to e-beg. Very important to e-beg. If I don't e-beg, who's going to do it for me? So if you like my channel, if you scroll down below the video, you will see a link. It takes you to my Subscribe Star or my Patreon, heaven forbid. And you can donate there. You can contribute. As little as $5. I would appreciate it. I will give you buyer's remorse. You will regret contributing right after you click contribute. But it helps the channel going. So, I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.